Big fat hypocrites. America's greenest state has dirty little secret, by Adam Casalino, Politics US News for MadWorldNews.com. California boasts about how green it is compared to the rest of the country. Even today, environmentalists demand that the government shut down more of its oil and natural gas productions. I guess to become even greener, what they don't tell you is just how they generate most of their power, and it's far from green. Environmentalism is a big fat scam, and I should know. I worked in the Environmental Protection Agency, in our government dedicated to protecting the environment and more concerned with passing sweeping regulation and expanding the size of government and their own power and bank accounts. Rarely does protecting American citizens factor into the equation. Environmentalism is a big business these days, as well as major political platform. Liberal-run states all but kowtow to out-of-control environmentalists. They do the bidding for these slack-jawed hippies, despite the fact that their green, quote, solutions don't work. The poster child for bad environmental policy is California. Today we see how their backward green lawns are punishing the state. The recent wildfires that devastated large parts of the region were made worse by bad environmental policy related to water. Governor Jerry Brown must allow the free flow of the vast amounts of water coming from north and foolishly being diverted into the Pacific Ocean. Can be used for fires, farming, and everything else. Think of California with plenty of water. Nice, fast federal government approvals. Wow. Environmentalists never think about the practical damage they cause everyday Americans. They only point to some lofty goal of saving the earth, even though their own solutions cause more harm than good. Still, California brags that it's the greenest state in the union, but they have a dirty little secret as their hippie activists fight for more restrictions on oil and natural gas. The state imports massive amounts of foreign oil. There's a growing call for California Governor Jerry Brown to stop issuing oil and natural gas leases in the state, with some even arguing that all state fossil fuel production should be shuttered. Yet continuing the current trend of dwindling in-state crude production wouldn't mean California stopped using oil. The state, ranked as one of the greenest in the country, would still use lots of oil. It would just come from other countries. In fact, more than 56% of the crude oil received by California refineries were extracted in foreign countries, according to California Energy Commission data. California, once the third largest oil state, is now more reliant than ever on foreign oil. The biggest share of California's oil imports come from Saudi Arabia, which makes up 29% of foreign crude flowing into the state. More than 70% of foreign oil imports to the state come from OPEC members, including Iraq, Kuwait, and Ecuador, source the Daily Caller. This is why we need to oppose environmental activists. Their stupidity makes America less economically independent. At best, they are idiots who damage our economy. At worst, they are in the pocket of OPEC and foreign interests. Environmentalists want the U.S. to cease production of our own vast resources, including oil, coal, and gas, but they never provide a real solution to our great energy need. We can't just shut off electricity after all. So how are we going to generate power? Purchase the oil we need from foreign countries. Countries, by the way, that lack the strict, insane environmental laws that we have. You might wonder why the environmentalists in California can't seem to realize this. Oh, they do. They just don't care. Like most liberals, they want to make our lives more difficult so they can pat themselves on the back. Yes, we crippled California's energy industry. No more pollution. Aren't we great people? They never mention how California is now forced to buy most of their energy from outside sources. California's oil production has fallen 56% since 1985, according to the state data. Much of that is being replaced by oil imports from countries without the same level of environmental and public health protections that the U.S. agencies require. The West Coast used to be part of the country least dependent on oil imports, with heavy California and Alaska production meeting most of their needs, said Dan Kish, a distinguished senior fellow at the Free Market Institute for Energy Research. But as the U.S. becomes less dependent on foreign oil, California is racing to the bottom, Kish told a Daily Caller News Foundation source, the Daily Caller. Thanks to environmental policies put into place in the 90s, California has collapsed. They were once the most energy independent regions in the nation. Now they are the laughingstock, spending big bucks to import oil from foreign countries. They are at the mercy of Saudi Arabia and OPEC. But at least the hippies are happy. I mean, isn't this crazy? But you see what they're doing with the water? They're pumping it back into the Pacific Ocean instead of using it for farming and fires and everything else. I mean, what is going on in California? This is a total mess. A total mess. I mean, really? We got these hippies, and you know what the thing is? The hippies are helping these crooked politicians pocket a lot of money, while the regular people pay for all this garbage and don't have enough water and don't have the energy. They're dependent on foreign energy when they could be independent, basically. Come on now. I mean, get these idiots out of office. Vote them out really fast. I mean, if you want to save anything. These liberals are destroying our country. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.